So it's 11:30 in the evening, and I've reached not a crisis point, but a challenge in my offering. If I want to make the video file that I'm going to give to the clients, if I want to make that viewable on their TV and be compatible with most TVs that have a USB slot, then I need to use a file system for the USB stick called FAT32, which is a Windows file system. That seems to be recognized by TVs, but it comes with a limit in that 4 gigabytes is the file size limit that you can transfer onto those USB sticks. So if I've got a video file that is high quality, high definition, 1080 HD, it's not going to compact down to a 4 gigabyte size. It's just not going to do it. I've been trying to compress and reduce the file quality of videos of Bruce's interview, which is 2 hours 53 minutes long, say 3 hours long, and it's not coming down. I've even looked at 720 HD and a low bit rate, and it's still not coming down. So I'm stuck with this conundrum. If I want to give them a USB stick as something they can take away with them, and it's their property and they can do with that as they like. If I want it to be high quality, I can't give it to them on a USB stick. I've got to let them download it for themselves. If I give them a USB stick, it's going to have to be low quality video footage, which is fine on standard televisions that are sort of around at the moment if they're not new. But all the new TVs and the ones that are going to follow are high quality. They're HD or even now 4K TVs. The 4K TV, the file size to run 4K would just be phenomenal. I haven't even got my head around that yet because I'm still struggling with 19 gigabyte files for HD 1080. So it's an interesting dilemma that I face. I don't know how I'm going to resolve it. One possibility that Richard Pascoe has suggested is that on the website I capture from the client what use that file is going to have, if it's going to be used on a TV or if it's going to be used on a computer. If it's going to be used on a computer, it can be a higher quality and I can use the exFAT system, file system, which takes any file size and is compatible with Windows and Mac, new Windows and new Mac. But if it's an old TV with a USB port on it, then it's going to have to be a low resolution image, and that will determine what file goes onto that USB stick. So it's a conundrum, and it's an interesting one. And I now have to go away and edit Bruce's 3-hour interview and cut it in half, basically, to make it 2 entities rather than just the 1 entity, so that it can be played in a reasonable quality on a PC. So that's my challenge for the next few hours. Okay, updates as they happen.